Good morning, guys. This is Indiana Hobby Laser Guy by Night coming to you. I'm going to show you guys how to set up a test grid. I know there's a lot of confusion out there, so thought I would jump on here this morning before I head to work and throw this together. So we will start with, they do have an easier version of this. If you go up here to your tools, they have a material test that you can do. I don't like this version. I like to make my own. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys today. So you're going to go over to your tools over here. You're going to grab the square, hold down shift, and make you a square. Holding down shift makes it so that it stays completely symmetrical. I need to move that to a line. So now we've got a single box. You can make the box as big as you want. It doesn't really matter. You can always scroll it down later if you want to. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to make mine 5 by 5, and then I'm going to go over here on your sidebar. There's a little panel that's got 9 little squares. You want to hit that. That pulls up your array. There's a couple different ways you can do this. The simplest, here's your X columns, which are the ones that go from left to right, and then your Y goes up and down. So depending on how many boxes you want, let me pull this out of the way. As you can see, the higher this number gets, the more boxes you've got. So we'll go 1, 2. We'll go with 8 and 8. All right, they're a little far apart. Your spacing, you come over here to your spacing, you can down the spacing, and if you hold control, it goes slower. Let's see, we're going to go. Now I'm doing this live, so let me start back over here. All right. Now we've got 8 boxes across, 8 boxes down. And now I've got them pretty tight. I'm pretty comfortable with the way that this looks. So just hit OK. That opens all your boxes up here. So now you've got your main layout. Then you're going to want to go over to the A, because we need to form out what we want as far as, is this going to be our power, is this going to be, so however you want to lay it out. I do my power on the top. This test grid, I'm going to go by 20. So you want to put 20, go 40, 60, and don't worry about them being kind of crooked. We'll straighten those out in a second. You know what? We're going to have to go we'll go 20, 30, 40, 50. You guys can see I don't have enough boxes to go all the way to 100. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go over to my little arrow button, go from top down, encase that first row, go to the center, right click, duplicate, then hit your control tab with your arrow, move it over, and now we have enough boxes. There's probably an easier way to do that, but well, that's just how I do it. Alright, and then we are going to straighten all of these ones out. Whoops. If you go up here to the top of your toolbar, you've got these little guys right here. If you go to this one, you can go a line left, a line V, and a line right. A line V will stack them all on top of each other. On this one, you got a line top, a line H, a line bottom. That one right there, a line H will align all of your numbers straight up and down. And if you hit control, first you got to get out of that. Outline those again, control, you can move them up a little bit. There, we're all straight. All right, now we need to go down to the side for our power rating, or our speed rating. Excuse me. So on this side, for far as my speed, I'm going to go, we'll start with 500. No, let's do 1,000. Now, if you're using the inches instead of the millimeters, it doesn't matter how this looks. You could start with 10 and go to 100. You can, however you feel comfortable. Alright, so we can do it like this. This all depends on what kind of material you're working with as far as how your speeds are going to look. If you're doing a canvas or something that takes higher strengths or higher speeds, you can start this at 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and you can go all the way down. I'm doing one right now. If you look in the background a little bit, you can see I'm burning a test grid on a piece of glass. So that's really what this test grid is that I'm making right here. So I'm going to go back to my arrow. Oops. I want to encase all of those. Go back up to your bar, align V. That aligns everything. Whoops, I forgot one. Alright, let's try this again. I think I got it that time. No, but that's okay, because I'm just going to grab and move it over. And now I'll redo that. It's the one thing that drives me crazy about the program is You have to get everything just right or it doesn't want to align correctly. All right, so now you can see we've got them all lined up and down. Whoops. All right, I'm gonna move these around just a little bit to make sure. All right, so there. That doesn't look too bad. A little hint, if you keep these numbers away from the boxes, it's simpler for you down the road. So I'm going to actually move these out just a little bit further, and I'm going to move these up, and I'll show you why here. When you go through and have to format these, you don't want those in your way. Okay, so now we're going to go through and assign colors for each one of these. So you want to go through, highlight it, blue, and you want all of these on fill. Next one, red, and you'll just fill these up as you go down. I could always get through this part. The part that's coming up in a second used to trick me up all the time, and I would always get confused, which is one of the reasons I figured I would do this video. Setting the actual perimeters for, setting the perimeters for your test grid. Okay, so now once we get all of our colors assigned, now we will go over to set all of our strengths. Okay, and you can do that all right here in this one box. So all you're wanting to do at this point is you want to keep every one of them at 100 power. Let me slide this over. And then you want to match your speed. So this is my black, so I'm not concerned with that one right yet. Let's go to our blue. So we're at 100 power. I need it to be 1,000 speed. And go to the next one, 100 power. I need it to be 1,100 speed. And you go down and set 100 for your power all the way across the board from top to bottom. The only thing we're changing right now that should look different is your speeds. Don't worry, we're getting there, guys. Let's see, 1,600. All right, and lastly, 1,700. Okay. You want to make sure that you're only doing one pass on all of these, because for some reason, like right here, I have this one for 3 passes. You want to double check that all your passes are on single. Okay. And that you're on fill all the way down. Once you get that done, now if you look over here, besides the top one, which is going to be, which I'll set that in a second, that's just our numbers. The blue down is where we need it. So you can see I'm 1,000, 11, 12, 13, but they're all set at 100. So you might be asking yourself, if you're not familiar with this, how do you get this? to make a grid that is power testing. So if you go over here, there's a little area, it's called shape properties. If you don't have that, go up here to your windows, and it is right there. Hit that, it'll pull it up on your screen, and right now it's blank. So make sure that you ungroup these, because it won't work if you have it grouped. And now we went through and set all of our powers going left to right. Now we need to go from top to bottom. So now you need to go from top to bottom, making sure that you're using your red outline, not your green. So you don't want to go from left to right, you want to go from right to left. So go from top down so that you're just encasing that one column. And if you look over here, it pulled up something. Now you see your power scale, it shows 100, because that's what we went through and set everything at. Well, we don't want that at 100. We want that to start in here at 20. And then you'll go to your next one. You'll go 30. Whoops. Now you can see why I was saying that you need to separate your numbers from your boxes. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to outline all of your grids. Alright, we're almost done here. And 90. And the last one you don't even have to go into because it's already marked at 100. See? So now we're good. So now you ask yourself, well, what did that do? So if you highlight your whole entire area, so go from right to left, highlight everything in there and go up to your little view box, you can see how by doing what we did with outlining from top to bottom and going over and changing that 100 to the power scale that's above, how it has made a grid now. You've got your lights to your darks and your fast to your slows. Just that simple. If you found this informative and this helped you out, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that box down there at the bottom. I'll try to come back and continue. I'm just starting off on this channel, so I don't really have a whole lot of subscribers or anything, and I'm not the best talker in the world, so still getting through some of this stuff. I feel kind of funny sitting here talking to myself, but eventually, just like anything else, I guess, it'll come with time. Anyhow, subscribe. If you liked what you've seen here, hit your bell notification for future videos. Thank you. You guys have a great morning.